Right, let us start now. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu sa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Tisarana gamanang paripunang Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Nacha Gita Wadita Visuka Dasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatana Veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala Jnanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sadhu. Okay, let us do some guided metta before we start. When we sit here, we let go of all the vipassana notings. Just be present, be mindful, calm, peaceful. Whatever tension on the body, we let it all go. Relax from top of the head to the forehead, to the face and neck and shoulders, arms, chest area, stomach area, the spine, the back, on the hips, the buttocks, thighs, knees, calves, the ankles, soles, toes, to relax the whole body, keeping the mind present, peaceful, yet alert. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be able to live in peace with myself and in peace with others. May I be well. May I be healthy. May I truly be happy. May I be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May I be peaceful. May I be well. And may I truly be happy. Now let us expand our metta to all the beings around you, monks or nuns, fellow yogis, Dharma workers, helpers, volunteers, donors, sponsors, to all the garden devas of the sasana, to all the garden devas of the center, to all other devas residing around the neighborhood, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big, small, seen or unseen. May all of us here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us be peaceful, be well, be healthy, and may all of us truly be happy. May all of us here be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all of us be peaceful, be well, and may all of us truly be happy. Now let us expand. Let us expand the metta reaching out to all the beings in this country. May they be humans or non-humans, beta, devas or petas, animals big, small, far or near, seen or unseen. May all of us here, may all of us in this country, may they all be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful, may they all be well, and may they all truly be happy. May they all be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful, may they all be well, may all beings in this country, may they all truly be happy. Now let us expand. Let us expand our metta, our goodwill to all the beings in this world. May they be humans or non-humans. May they be our loved ones, near or far away, or those whom we do not know wherever they are, or to those whom we dislike or those who dislike us. to all the guardian devas of the Buddha Sasana, to all of the devas residing in this world, to all the petas, and to all the animals, big, small, far or near, seen or unseen. May all beings in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful. May all beings in this world be able to live in peace and not in war. Live with kindness and compassion and not in cruelty or violence. May all beings be well. May all beings be healthy, and may they all truly be happy. May all beings in this world be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful. May they all be well. May all beings in this world truly be happy. Now let us expand further. Let us expand as far as the heart can go. Without exception, without boundary, without bias. To all the beings in this universe or universes, to all beings from the highest planes of existence down to the lowest planes of existence, to all beings in all the world systems, may all beings without exception be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May all beings able to live in peace with themselves and in peace with others. May they all be well, be healthy, and may all beings truly be happy. May all beings be free from all kinds of harm and danger, free from all mental suffering, free from all physical suffering. May they all be peaceful, be well, be healthy, and may all beings truly be happy. May all beings be peaceful, be well, and truly be happy. Now let go of the metta. We bring the mind back again to the body. Feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Feel the sensation. Then we can slowly open our eyes. Right. So yesterday we were talking about Sīla. As I said, Sīla, as one of the ways that we look at from Sīla, is from the perspective of intention. And how this intention arises is, which the Buddha says that intention, O bhikkhus, is karma. Then with this understanding, then of course, we try to prevent ourselves from, we abstain ourselves from doing the wrong actions or the wrong karma through speech, through actions, or even through thoughts. But understanding of karma or the development of this intention, it's where the vipassana comes in very helpful. And in the vipassana development, noticing of intention is one of the most important thing that a yogi should notice, especially the beginners yogis. Now, noticing this intention in many ways, as I said, you begin to see the nature of this intention in so many different ways as you develop this vipassana. Then it begins to show us that how this intention comes in almost every moment of our state of mind. Then understanding this intention also, then when we go back, now hopefully when we do our other activities, like say for example, yesterday I was mentioning about health. Then we do exercises, we take our good diet and so on. Then it's not just for the purpose of happiness in the worldly life, but also in a sense that make it into more noble, to ennoble those activities in the sense that they become more spiritual. So it helps us to align our mind and all these activities for the spiritual development as a foundation. Perhaps not just only on health basis, but also on our other things also. For example, like normally we as a Buddhist, we have really been doing it. Like when we offer dana, when we offer, when we take our sīla and so on, then at the end we say idang me silang maga palanyana sa pachayo hotu. It is directing the sīla, that the things that you make a vow, we direct it for the purpose of, realization of nibbana. Magapala here is in a way another way of looking at nibbana. So the dana that we do, the offerings that we do, and so on, then we direct the mind for the purpose to ennoble all these actions, whether small or big, not necessary only when we come into dana to the monks or the monastery or kapina or vesa or whatever, then only we make this aspiration. What about all the other things like service that you have done, the small charities, generosity that you have done outside there? Also, it can be done. It can also be directed for the purpose of enlightenment, for the purpose of getting out this cycle of birth and rebirth. Although we do it a lot of times, but sometimes devotees, they just follow what the monk say only. The monk say like that, follow. Yes. But we don't understand what is going on with all the words and so on. Yeah? But it's good that for us to understand it, and once understand it, we understand it why this thing is to be done in such a way. Yeah? This is like this is like, your ship in samsara. When your ship in like in the ocean, a big, you got a ship, but when you don't have direction, you just go through the ocean and go round and round. You don't go to the further shore, as the Buddha says. Yeah. So when we have a direction, a purpose, a clear understanding, a motivation, and intention, yeah, then all our actions, our practice, dana, speech, and so on, and then it's being directed for that purpose. For that purpose, that means the ship has there's a direction for us to go. And the more dana that you do, or the more sila, or the more meditation that you do, in a way, your ships get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is more comfortable. You don't expect a sampan and your cruise ship, to be the same comfort. So you want to cross the samsara, we cross in, I want to say in style, but cross it in a much more better way. Yeah. So we need that big ship. Yeah. So all the dana that we do, the sila, the services, generosity, gratitude, and all that. So it makes our foundation stronger and stronger, bigger and bigger. So that when you go through the practice, you go through life day after day in your life and so on. There'll be a lot of defilements that's going to come in, a lot of challenges that's going to come in. And if you have the resilience, if you have, because of your understanding, because of your sila, because of your dana, and so on, then it makes your heart very powerful and strong, not easily distracted or pulled away by the defilements. So to the same thing, like when you're a ship, a big ship in the sea, the waves come in. Then it doesn't shake the wave and it can still go on in this journey. If you are a little sampan, it's simple, not easy for us to go through. So, other words, that that all our mental development, when we intend it to for something, then it makes our life much more clearer and more determined to do all these wholesome deeds much more better, much more than before. It gave us the motivation, it gave us the determination, it gave us the direction, because we understood how the mind, in a way, it works. So that is, in a way, we look at how sila as an intention. The next type of sila, the second type of sila, is sila as mental factors. As sila as mental factors. Of course, the understanding of mental factors here, it's on the wholesome mental factors. In other way, if the mental factors here, if we connect it to the abhidhamma, then it's the beautiful mental factors. If it's connected to the five aggregates, then it will fall under the sankhara aggregate, aggregate of mental formations. Okay. wholesome mental formations. Now here, how does Sīla and this mental formation or this state of mind become connected? Now, take for example, you see a cat, very hungry. So what do? Out of compassion, you give some food to the cat, or you give some water to the cat, or you give some milk to the cat. So the action is determined by the compassion. The compassion here is a mental factor. So that mental factor becomes strong, becomes the prominent aspect of the mind. Then we act upon it. So it's a wholesome action. It's a wholesome action. We do that. So there are people who are very much into this type of compassionate work. A lot of people are there, but of course not too many people. I know there are much more people who are cruel and kind rather than kind. So there are a lot of people who, especially like in the Buddhist, that what we've seen, that they are very much into this compassionate work. To them, the compassionate work is a strong foundation for their higher development. But the thing is that you have to make sure that, let's talk about, since we talk about compassion work, and compared to a purified type of mental compassion, that's quite a different thing now. Because the action that what we do in our everyday life type of compassion, it may not always purified. It may not always purify because there are some other, sometimes it can be tainted with fame, for example. Take, for example, like, again, like you want to offer to the cat now, but maybe you want to show off a near. Yeah, you want to show off that everybody look at you. Oh, you are, that person is so good and so kind. There are a lot of people like that. Yeah. Now think again, like generosity. Same thing also. Like generosity here. Again, the heart of non-greed, which is generosity, which is heart of dana, that you offer and so on and so forth, But then again here, you want the fame there, you want the name there, or you want certain perks and connection or whatever, there is an ulterior motive behind it. The dana is still there, the offering is still there, but the ulterior motive also there. That means that action is tainted. That means when it ripens, there will be ripening of happy resultant and unhappy resultant comes together. Because the state of mind, the intention is, there are streams of state of mind. So some parts wholesome, some part is unwholesome. Even for example, if you do dana, you take something, take lah. Then you feel don't happy just to give. So it's kind of giving also, lower, but the anger perhaps is there. Give you, and get out of my face. I don't want to see you. Some people are like that. But this is still dana also. But the anger or the irritation is much more bigger, But still, that still small part also is dana, but another part is the irritation or the anger. So next time when we look at these type of things, it's better for us to, learn to separate a little bit here and there. In our lives, don't take it face value only. No, don't just take everything just face value. Look a little bit more deeper. Use your wisdom to differentiate them a little bit more. Then you can actually see sometimes there are goodness in it. Sometimes within the goodness, there are unwholesomeness that comes with it. So it makes your life much more clearer, And this is where we exercise our wisdom. We purposely use it to exercise the wisdom. Now come back to compassion again. Now, as I said, compassion in the sense of Sīla, then you see a lot of people like doing charitable work and all that thing. And this is wonderful. I'm not saying this. But if a person do compassion in the sense of purifying the mind, then that one will give rise to higher resultant, better resultant than a person doing an act of compassion. Take for example, that doing the compassion meditation, the karuna meditation, how far can it lead you? How far can it lead you? In this very life, if you do it, it leads you to jhana. It leads you to purified mind. That means you sit there and you don't do anything except the compassion. The compassion for yourself and to all beings. And the compassion of the heart encompassing all beings in the world. Yeah. And when you encompass that in the world, and you encompass it, and then as the compassion gets deeper into it, then it arises jhana. One sees jhana. And if you can able to sustain the jhana for during his lifetime, let's say, not every day, but he meditates anytime he can able to go into jhana through compassion and so on. Then when he dies, he reborn in the Brahma planes. Whereas a person do a lot of action, good deeds, when they die, they end up in the Deva world. I want to say Deva world only, but cancel the only. Deva world also is very good already. But the other one just sit there, do nothing. End up higher. Then after you say mana boleh like that, not fair. Act on that. We do so much thing and so much energy. We help so many people. We people who are sick. We help in so many ways, and yet sit there, do nothing, and end up higher than me. This is not what I say, but I'm just bringing you out that that the purity of the mind is so much. The purity of the mind, the karma that it produces is so much more stronger than the action itself. And that's why we have to realize that. But again, a lot of people as I said, most people incline into faith type. When you're faith type, which is most yogis, most devotees are like that. When you're faith type, you want to do action. You want to give something. There's tangible things that you can touch and feel and see. You want to offer a rope. You want to offer food. You want to offer service. You want to offer the time. You want to offer effort. Something that you do and see you can touch, rather than sit there and do nothing and all inside the mind. You see? So that's why this type of things there are a lot in the world. This type of compassion. We are not looking down on them, but make sure that You know where you are, you know how to draw the line now. Because if you do not know where to draw the line now, you'll be influenced by all these type of things, and you'll forget about your mental development now. And we become too much involved into it until Bante, I got no time to come lah. I got Buddhist activity here and there. I got charitable service there and there. I got to go to the hospital for those who are, all this type of thing, and volunteer this, volunteer that. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, sadhu to you. But the whole thing becomes a priority. Because again, as I said, they the things that they touch, they feel, those things are tangible. They feel that so much more enriching to them. There's so much more, they feel better, give them the happiness. Uh, so, so hopefully you all don't fall into it in the sense that you drag you in the way that out of your whole meditation practice. When you get involved into it, you put in a lot of time into it. A lot of time into it. But it's okay. It's better than you do nothing, If you in the world out there, if you don't do anything, you do all kinds of unwholesome things, playing mahjong lah, kai kai lah, makan here and there, don't know what else you'll do lah, Watch Korean drama. Yes, now it's the favorite things. Follow from one story to another one. Well, if your life is like that out there, then it's good that you do something wholesome, Then that means that the actions, the compassionate action, will be much more better than doing all the worldly things, which does not give you much more benefit, entertainment, enjoyment here and now only. So if you're a meditator, then you have to consider, because time we do not have that much. 24 hours per day. How much are you spend for your sleeping? How much are you going to spend for your meditation? Or how much are you going to spend for your compassionate work and so on? So you have to prioritize. I'm not saying that the moment you become a meditator, everything you give up. No, I mean that you must learn how to prioritize. You must learn how to, the time for you to spend for meditation, then you make it, you go for it, then you develop them further. Sometimes there's no retreat around, then you want to do some compassionate work for a period of time. By all means, you do that. Yeah. And it's good. Actually, it's good for us to able to do that, because sometimes some yogis, not many, it becomes too hard, their psyche, just because they are meditator already. Don't know how to socialize with other people already. Very very, very, the whole mind become like so crass already, I mean, the character is so hard. Every day pain, pain. And not pain over time. They get all these challenges, the whole mind becomes so hardened. And I've seen not to say many, but once in a while, just because they are meditators, they look down on other yogi, other people, that these people keep on compassionate work only lah. These people keep on dana queen and dana king lah. They look down on others. Sometimes, and it's quite, instead of we praise them, we rejoice in their actions, they forget, and then the whole ego comes into us. And once in a while, we can see this type of things happening. Even monks and nuns also, I've seen this type of actions. They look down on others. I've seen monks in the past, like You know, sometimes certain monks they like to walk very far, like 1,000 kilometers far, from places to places to places to places to places, to dong, places to places. Just because they could do that now. Then after that, they look at other monks or other people. Because you cannot walk so far, then all of you could be lazy, become egoistic, becomes all these type of things become for them, for it becomes as a source of their ego, and they don't realize it. So be careful. So when we do these actions, these wholesome actions, due to our mental factors, then we do it sincerely, we do it without ulterior motive. You want to give, you truly you give. Then sometimes we say that we truly we give. Then it says that if you truly give, then nibbana also cannot already, because it's tainted by nibbana. It cannot, no, that is not, Here, sometimes people say that the giving must be purified, in the sense that there must be no ulterior motive. For some people, the ulterior motive also including nibbana too, because you wish for it, right? You wish for it. Then they say, no, that's different. Different from a worldly desire, Say, for example, you want to do dana. Then you do dana already, you wish that you're going to strike 4D or lottery. Give lah, you give, and then hopefully the number echo also you dapat, So you give. So that's ulterior motive. So that's worldly motive. Whereas for a wish for nibbana, it's for us to cut off all our defilements, and that's good. That is different. That's the wholesome in a sense. So it's a direction. Is it direct the mind towards it? It's not an ulterior motive. Yeah. So you got to search into yourself, because the wholesomeness and unwholesomeness then can be a very thin line only. Very, very thin line only. Talking about 4D. I'm not giving numbers, of course. Talk about 4D. At one time, I went to a hiking, and then it was a long hike. It was a tough hike, and then towards the end of the hike, then my water already finished. Yeah. Then I happened to pass through the eco recreation park, and pass through it because the path ends there, and we pass through the guard house. So as I passed through the guard house, the guard kind enough, even as a Malay, kind enough, give me a bottle of water for me to drink. Okay, so I sit there just to drink. And then after that, Sami, tolong bagi nombor lah. So I say, I don't do this nombor. I don't do all this thing. Tolong lah, banyak susah sekarang lah. Tolong. Ayah, cincai siapa? Since there's the right anything lah. Because I was quite annoyed with it. So I say, I don't do all this type of thing. What to do? I didn't check whether at night it opened or not. No, whether it actually come out or not. I totally forgotten what the number is. You see, what outside people look at monks are things like that, things of like nombola and good luck or overcoming some charms, white magic black magic all these type of things all these type of things, and how the public perceive the monks in that way. You know? So whenever these type of things happen, as I said, don't fall into the trap. Don't fall in the trap. Use your wisdom in the world out there. You know, in the world out there, sometimes we may not meet with all kinds of good people. Mostly we meet with a lot of worldly people. So if you do not know how to draw the line and not to fall into all these type of things, then it'll be a problem. No? So another way to look at into another way that how our sila, for example, like nowadays, speech is not coming out from mouth, you know. Speech is coming out from your fingers. Like how you type. Yeah, there are two little fingers here. Uh, uh, hey, two fingers. At one time, I saw this people. I mean, they can type. I don't know how 1,000. I mean, a few hundred words. Within these two figures, within a minute or two. So fast, you cannot see the finger how they move. And this competition, and the competition is that you have to type it. I mean, there's no like auto complete for you, or auto change into a correct auto but error thing, auto spelling. They are not supposed to do that. You are supposed to type everything that is being given that time, and you type it as fast as you can without much error. You can type so fast you can't see the fingers moving. So speech nowadays are not actually we just say, but also in how we send out our messages and what you do in your social account, your Facebook, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever. No, whatever that you write now, nowadays, of course, for example, like whatever you write in your Facebook or whatever, if you're an employer, we want to know about you, and nowadays is they look into your Facebook or whatever Instagram that you, whatever photos you post it up, and you'll be judged because of that. Hmm? You'll be judged because of that. You, no matter what resume you, however nice resume you write, all your actions and everything from the past, and it's all there. People can see whatever you are doing. You tell to the older, like 50, 60 years as age, those time when you start off your work, no social media, they do not know what you've done in your past. But nowadays it's different. So your action, your words will speak. I mean, your words that you type and your pictures that you put in there, it's going to be a big deal, Now, sometimes, for example, in our speech, you see, speech is a kind of a sila. But a lot of times we don't take it as like it is connected with a lot of wholesomeness or unwholesomeness. Take, for example, a person is living. A person is living. Or a person is living and then you're sending him off or sending her off in the airport. Then at the end it says, safe journey, right? We say safe journey. And all the best, for example, something like that, or whatever you type down. Now the thing is that this type of things we are so, I mean, it's like expected for us to do that. It's being expected, for us to do that. And kind of like a social norms for us to do that. But the thing is that, you see, this connected to speech. And when you say safe journey to a person, why not you just incorporate a bit of metta into it? That means the metta into it. You see, how we do metta is that may you be free from harm and danger, or may you be safe, which is in another way, is may you be safe. So the person that is living, it is not sick, it is happy in a way, as living, then we truly wish the person, may you have a safe journey. So the words, our words itself, whether you type or whether you speak it out, and whether you speak it out or spoken, then you incorporate with metta. May you have a safe journey. May your journey be smooth, for example. Or sometimes you may you have uh, may you be happy with whatever job that you have, when you're going through a new promotion and all those things, then we wish the person every success. Then again here, mudita. Yeah. But very hard for us to do that. We see other people promotion, then we get jealous. We as I said that day of some days back, we say that some monks or some nuns or some devotees have more attention to the teachers than other people, not happy, jealous. Yeah. Like that, in the world. So why? Because you see, our actions and our words, we don't look at it so. We don't look at it deeply enough. We just take it as norms only, of social norms only. So it'll be good that sometimes the words that we type down, you wish somebody to be all the best, safe journey, and so on. Or, or, or even that you go to a place, or you go to you go to hospital, for example, then the person that is sick there, and then if you have a chance to talk and so on, then you wish him to be free from all its suffering. May you recover as soon as possible. But not just because it is a norm for you to say that, but it is a compassion for you to say that. Because the person is in sick right now. So we bring our compassion together with our words, truly wish the person to be free from whatever suffering that is going through. May you recover as soon as possible. So with that, you ennoble the speech. The speech becomes a Sīla. Yeah, the speech becomes Sīla, not just because it's a social norm. So next time when you're out there, you try to do this way, and you put in some wholesomeness into it now. Yeah, that will be very good. Or sometimes like equanimity. Perhaps out there, or among your siblings and among your friends, or they may have some argument inside there. There may be some argument inside there. Then, for you to exercise some equanimity, equanimity doesn't mean that we don't care, don't bother, fight lah, see lah. It's not that, that is indifferent already. That is what we call the near enemy of equanimity, which is defilement, the don't care, don't bother attitude. But equanimity here is that, for example, we don't take sides. We don't take sides, that we listen to both sides. And then hopefully our words are come with wisdom and equanimity, we offer solution. Rather than putting fire here, putting fire there. We offer certain solution. Perhaps, or to piece them or to make them see certain parts, what is this and what is that, to offer a more clearer picture of why they are arguing about. So sometimes we look into this way, our speech comes with wholesomeness, and in order to make both parties to become more peaceful or to more understanding, we offer that service, we offer that wise words that not affected, our mind is not being affected by their argument. We are not fall into their anger and so on. The mind is much more stable. So that would be good. That would be good. So instead of taking sides and so on, because sometimes some people are very manipulative. They are good in talking and they're good at taking you to go into their side. Sometimes devotees also like that. They say, wow, they think that I'm not gong gong. Sometimes the way that they talk, argument, sometimes some yogis, you have a list of yogis you come in at one time. Yeah? So not here, not here. Other. So the first one, second yogi says this way about the 10 yogi. Then after that, so ask me to cite, indirectly to cite this one. Then after that, the 10 yogi say about the second one. Then the 10 yogi asked me to cite on that. I know all their trick, all these type of things. But you see, human life are like that. Our defilements are like that. Because if we don't exercise it properly, then all kinds of defilements will be coming in. So next time, even in our speech, you use our wisdom a little bit. Use some metta. Use some equanimity. If you see some people gain anything, some people have promotion, some people get a lottery or whatever, you wish them happiness, even though it's a worldly thing, but you don't go and expect you kena lottery, you also want a little bit. And then it's ulterior motive already, then we wish them, you sincerely wish them. So it will be good that when we have this type of state of mind, then we exercise it well. Now, this type of exercising of how we use our mind and exercise it together with our speech or action, you can do it actually during in the meditation also. Yeah. We talk about suitability of actions, especially when we talk about sampajanya or talk about wisdom. One of the connection that when we do an intention, then we also have to exercise whether the actions, whether the speech, or whether the thoughts are suitable or not for the condition. Right? Say, for example, you intend to walk. You intend to walk. But then when you intend to walk, you can walk very near somebody else. People are walking already is almost like touching the shoulders already. Then with that, then it's not right, isn't it? But some yogis sometimes don't care. Sometimes yogis, sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they do like that. But so then we notice that whether that intention is suitable for us to do or not. Is it appropriate for us to exercise these type of things or not? So if it's not, then we go a bit further. Then we do the walking. Or for example, you want to do chanting. If you want to do chanting, there are so many yogis are walking there. So is it the chanting appropriate for us to do at that time or not? Although you intend it, although the chanting is also something wholesome, but you may be disturbing other yogis. So that time, then we should override the intention. We override the intention. So a lot of times in our practice, it is not just wholesome and unwholesome. It's between wholesome and which is more wholesome, according to the situation, according to the condition. Exercising this again and again, then it makes our mind to become much more sharper. It's much more easier to differentiate a lot of things. Yeah? Yeah. Take, for example, sometimes yogis may start doing all kinds of things. Restless liao ma, want to go back already. Especially those who are staying long, restless, do all kinds of crazy things already. Then you become restless already. Then after you do all kinds of things, then we don't realize that these things are disturbing other yogis. We don't care, we don't bother, we just only look into ourselves only. Uh, Sometimes some yogis, they just don't bother and they just turn on the fans, number 5. Even it's so cold and rainy. Some people are like that. Just once in a while, once in a while. Not all, not all, but once in a while we see these type of people. So we don't consider whether our action it's appropriate or not. We don't consider our action whether it's helpful or disturbing to other yogis. Even sometimes, like for example, some of you also like every like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock already make yam cha already. Not yet. 6 o'clock means 6 o'clock. Again, this is discipline, a restraint. Not like whenever we want, oh, we do it already. Then we have to consider whether the intention is appropriate or not for us to do. So as I said, in the past, during the retreat, especially during the retreat, because we got nothing much else to do, we take note of our actions again and again because we are doing day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. We stick to the schedule. As we stick to the schedule, then you find that it becomes so automatic. Walking time, you walk. You don't go and all kinds of do other things. You don't make coffee, you don't go and make this and that all kind of thing. You just stay with the walking. Then when you're sitting, you just stay with the sitting. Drinking time, you go and make a drink if you want to. Shower time, you go and shower for yourself, and then after that, you finish. So day in, day out, you do it in such a way until you become settled into the whole schedule. Not just what I make up, but the schedule that you have. Some of the schedule that you may have, some small duties or whatever that you may incorporate into it. So day after day, you find that it's so much easier. You don't think so much of to do this or do that anymore. The mind is so much more settled. So these are some of the things when you act on it, when you go out there, it helps you to see things a bit more deeper, a little bit more deeper that what is appropriate and what is not appropriate to do, and what is appropriate to do and how we can able to increase it or we ennoble it much more better. Something like that. Sīla as a cetasika, wholesome mental cetasika. Next one, next type of Sīla. We're going to continue this talk. I mean, no, I'm not. Maybe also next week also. And anyway, the next type of Sīla, the third type of Sīla. The third type of Sīla is called the Sīla as restraint, samvara Sīla. Restraint. Okay. Restraint, that means you hold back. How do you hold back your actions and your speech? In in what way we hold back, how we restrain. Now, in the whole context of uh, uh, the Tipitaka, Vinaya, Abhidhamma, and Sutta, a, a lot of our Sīla is involved restraint. We hold back certain things a lot. Now, there are 5 types of restraint mentioned in the whole all the this one, and then they compile it. Yeah? Firstly, restraint by patimokkha. The word patimokkha is the one that bhikkhu or bhikkhunis precept. A lot of restraint actually, but there are also some you need to perform. For example, if you don't perform, then you break the rules. Number 2, restraint by mindfulness. That is also what we are doing during in the retreat. The 3, restraint by wisdom or knowledge here. Wisdom of knowledge. Number 4, restrained by patience, patience. Then number 5, restrained by effort. Restrained by effort. Now, restrained by patimokkha. Patimokkha here, there's 227 rules for the monk, and there's 311 rules for the bhikkhuni. Some of the rules that we break, let's say, whether you have intention or no intention, you also break the rule. Some. Not all, but a few here and there. Take, for example, alcohol. You over here, the 5 precept is that when you take the alcohol, there's intention for you to take, and you know that it's alcohol. And you marble after that. All the criteria. In the patimokkha, the moment you drink it, whether you get drunk or you're not drunk, whether you intend or you don't intend, you also break the rule. The patimokkha is something like that. So sometimes even if you are not mindful of certain things, of how you wear, then also becomes a breaking of a rule. The patimokkha, like it starts off with sexual acts. Sexual acts. Any form of sexual acts is already disrobing, automatically disrobing. Automatically disrobing. Nobody needs to disrobe you or whatever. You automatically disrobe already. Or you still stay in a robe, then it becomes a fake monk already. Then it goes so much, so many things, until like if you makan, let's say right to the very least one, for example, a small area of Vinaya, it's like even you makan and then break the rule also. Sometimes like the KFC, finger licking good, break the rule. And of course, some of the rules, this one is not just only for the sake of purity, but also the sake of devotees, that when they look at you, when they look at you, and the devotees' faith, when they look at the monks or nuns, their faith increases, because I said a lot of people with faith. So the faith means people you can see, you can touch, you can feel, Then to them, object of faith is like monks. If monks, they keep on like that, or even the Vinaya says, you take the soup, then you, you slurp on it, break the rule. So you have to drink the soup quietly. Yeah. So there's small little rules that is helpful. But if you're mindful enough, let's say for example, when you're eating, you're mindful enough, you begin to notice that all these type of things is happening. So when you notice it, you automatically you kind of like you tend to be much more gentle, much more slower, and so on. So the rules here sometimes, like Vinaya rules, not all monks or nuns, they are mindful all the time. So the rules here is to help them, to remind them to be mindful. This cannot do, that cannot do. A lot of things cannot do. But in between also sometimes they forget, they are not mindfulness, they don't have mindfulness. So once in a while may break the small precept. So there's confession and so on. But nevertheless, this type of patimokkha rules is to help us to restrain, to help us to restrain, to hold back our speech and our actions. Because not only it acts as a foundation for the development, but also it is helpful for those who do not have faith, then it creates more faith. And those who have faith then increase the faith of the people. Yeah? So Patimokkha rule is a big area. Yeah? If you become monks and nuns, we can talk about it more. Yeah? But you are not shaven head, only one, two. This one not counted. Maybe again here now. Uh, Learning about all these type of rules, it's a basket on its own. It's, like Sutta is a basket, Abhidhamma is a basket. Then this is a Tipitaka, is a one of the Pitaka, is a basket. It's a big, huge area. Learning about the Patimokkha and the Vinaya and so on, you have to be like a very lawyer-minded person. Lawyer. You have to look into every little single rule, because 227 rule is not just only it's the framework only. Whereas inside there, there's small little rules here and there, very small little rules, and this is where the small little rules here and there is where the um, interpretation of the rules become very different. For example, like if you go to a Thai, certain in the evening, for example, what is allowable or what is not allowable. If you go to Burma, it's very different from what is the Thai is. And you go to Sri Lanka, again, the Sri Lankan is different from the Thai, different from the this one. What is allowable and what is not allowable. So sometimes if you are not well versed into this type of things, you go to this type of monastery, how come I can do this, that one I cannot do that? Because how they interpret the whole thing. So this type of things, they help you to the Patimokkha to help you to restrain. And it's good, actually. It's good. Because when you restrain, you don't act like a worldly person, where a worldly person or devotees, then you have family, you have job, you have all kinds of things out there. We don't really restrain that much. Yeah. Usually become a monk. If you're become a monk and become a nun, then we restrain most of the time. We hold back. We don't go out too much, something like that. So as I said, it is good if you have this type of Patimokkha or Vinaya rules. Restraint. Now, restraint by mindfulness. The second type is restraint by mindfulness. Restraint by mindfulness is where we got our senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. The five senses, five external senses. And of course, when it comes to the mind one, of course, we use mindfulness also to restrain them in a certain way. But here, the restraint, we want to, especially the five senses, we want to hold them back so that it doesn't go far. We're going to talk about these things on mindfulness one a little bit more. Nevertheless, since this is a Friday and tomorrow we have a Q&A, when we exercise this mindfulness in terms of our senses, we have to become much more careful in the sense that sometimes we have to avoid looking at it. Or if you cannot avoid, for example, the hearing you cannot avoid. So we're not hearing, or seeing, or touching. Just by doing that, in the beginning, we don't feel it much of it. We don't feel its power of restraint or guarding. But when the mind becomes much more stronger, we actually see how the mindfulness actually holds back everything a lot. We talk about these things on Monday. All right. So tomorrow we have a Q&A session, and for those who are in the where in the uh, Zoom or in the online, then we have you send in your questions to Sister Hunling before 3 p.m. Okay, so we share merits. Idang me bawanang nibanasa pachayo hotu imang no punya bagang sabasatanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.